Good morning. Uh, Two incidents, my best and worst experience in my organization, I've already narrated and published for you all. Now, a very small incident I'll narrate today. It was something of a very peculiar nature of behavior. The humbug behavior of certain department in any or many organizations. It's the vigilance department. Now, I have no hesitation to say that in one occasion, the vigilance was after me. I was a senior officer, as I already told if you hear my section, but somebody has to listen to 1, 2, 3, 4 serially. Otherwise, it will be difficult to understand. And somebody who has heard earlier, listened to earlier, there is no problem. But somebody who has not heard it, does not know about my organization, it will be difficult to understand what I am telling in this section. So I start. Now there is a form, it is nomenclatured as form number 1 and form number 2. There are 2 forms. Annually, before March 31st, normally it is done in January of every year. Form 1 is for Form 1 is for movable assets and investments declaration, and form number 2 is for immovable properties or assets. Now, as per the service carrier rules, these forms are to be submitted by all the officers. All the officers mean right from topmost official to the bottommost officer. There are 2 grades. You can call it a grade A and grade B, or class 1, class 2. Now, everybody has to submit. For class 1 officers, it is the responsibility of the, I call it, as per my hierarchy system, it is the Deputy CEO's office who will remind everybody with a circular or something, maybe through emails nowadays. But for the class 2 officers, it is the responsibility of the departmental head. Now, it is written in the service conduct rules. But in my experience, I have seen, for my superior officers, I don't know what they used to do. But for my junior officers, I have seen, I used to tell them, because and a circular used to come. But in my 32 years of experience, I hardly had seen any action that people who are submitting, who are not submitting, there is no monitoring actually. It was just a simple, very casual approach people used to follow. And many of the officers did not submit, and still now I think they are not submitting these forms. Maybe at the time of first purchase, somebody has to deposit, maybe for permission of a purchase of a house, which the amount is big, but for movable, for fixed assets, for purchase of house and all these things, that permission is necessary. If it is caught afterwards, then it may be difficult to corroborate all the documents and explain, and clarifications will be difficult. Now, for me, for a very short period, it was a nightmare. Now, generally, not boasting of my disciplined character, I used to follow or tried to follow the rules and regulations to the core of it in a very disciplined way. Still I am a very disciplined person. I try to follow the social norms and manners and behaviors in a very courteous way, in a very formal way, and as per written or unwritten rules and laws I try to follow. Then in the office also, I used to follow that kind of thing. Now, every year, from the day one of my service in that government organization, I used to submit the form related to the movable assets and investment. And I used to keep the documents very carefully in a separate file. I don't know how many officers still today submits, or in my time I submitted, but I used to submit. Now, normally in this kind of thing, that paper is filed. I have a personal, every employee has a personal file, and for class 1 officers, the personal file is maintained in the Deputy CEO's office, and generally by his personal secretary. Now, in 1 year, I just can't recollect the actual year, which year it happened, but it was definitely after 1993, when I became the deputy chief. Now again, for a promotion, before the promotion committee sits for any promotion, the vigilance clearance is taken. So, up to 93, my vigilance clearance was there. Because in the year 1993, I was promoted as the deputy chief. Now, it is definitely after 93, maybe 95, 96, it will be like that. So, at the end of the year, And the forms are printed to me. I did not wait for the circular to come that you have to submit this, that, like. I did not wait. I took out one copy from my cabinet and filled up and attached the documents. What is the investment and all this, and the source of money. There is a column of source of money. Under each column, you invest 1 lakh rupees and correspondingly the source of money. So I had no problem because I maintained from 1970 all the documents. And I relate to. One is matured and source of money, again, it may be some area, it may be from my own salary savings and all these things. So there is no problem. So one new deputy CEO that time very recently joined. I have sent my investment and movable asset format filled up and signed through my manager and general manager. Everybody has seen that. Now, he came from the state government cadre. Normally, they are from state government administrative cadre. Now, normally, the deputy CEO used to send it to his personal secretary, file, or in the personal file as a. They used to write like this, and now this new gentleman, deputy CEO, has joined, but he did not know the system properly. When he was getting accustomed to our, because they are generally not belong to the our cadre of employees. They came from outside and they take some time to get accustomed to the system. But before that, this thing, my paper reached him, and he thought any kind of, maybe in the state government, this kind of thing happens, it goes to the vigilance office. So normally he just endorsed VO and signed, and he has not written anything on that document. Then the circus begins. Now PS, he has nothing to do, because he was, after the incident was over, he expressed to me that I don't know how it happened, but then I told, you should have told him. No, he is a new man. He was a very tough man in the state cadre. I knew, so I did not interfere in his endorsement. I don't know. I have to also get accustomed to his behaviors and deals. Okay, no issue on that, because I am not afraid. I am not scared. So it went to the vigilance officer. Then he thought, vigilance officer, generally people come from police, and with all due respect to the police officials, I feel due to hobnobs with the thieves and crookeds, generally they become crooked and very unscrupulous and very backbiting people. And very senior officers from police normally are posted as vigilance officers. Now then, I was called and there was uproar in the organization. Now P.K. Datta is caught. Now P.K. Datta is caught. Prabir Datta is caught. So many years he have made a lot of money from here and there. Now the new deputy chairman collected information against you and now we will see the fun. Now, it was a spreading rumor and there was an industrial township, people used to know. One day my wife asked, because she also heard, because before the office is closed, generally in the industrial township, the officers who are against anybody will tell their wives that, now P.K. Datta, Prabir Datta has been caught. Now, before I reached home that day, my wife got the news that something happened to P.K. Datta, the vigilance has caught him, something. And, exaggerations are also there. Fine, I was very cool because I know it is nothing. Maybe there is something endorsement due to wrong endorsement. The paper has gone to the wrong person because it is not the vigilance officer's duty unless it is specifically advised to go into details of my this kind of investment and my properties, my assets. Like only endorsement bureau, I think Deputy CEO afterwards I know that he thought that it is being kept by them, as is done in state government, but in our office it was the PS to the Deputy CEO who is to maintain the personal files of senior officers like GM, manager and deputy manager up to assistant manager. That means you can call it in the rank of superintending engineer of any government organization. Up to these 4-5 category. And if it is called or if it is called by the CEO, if it is required by the CEO, then he is to send it from his office. Now in my case, he got so aggressive person, so upright person. He don't spare anybody, tell anything. Now I caught the vigilance officer thought. And he called on gently. They gave a call that Mr. Datta, you have to come to my office. Why don't you come to my office? Because you are a very junior that way. From my rank, he was a junior officer. Now, and I told them that not over phone. I want an official communication. You can send me email. You can send me a letter. But the complaint you have to give to me, the copy of the complaint, so that I can also verify what is the complaint. No, please see, I know nothing, you don't have, no, I am not going that way. I am not going that way. Since this is a vigilance office, this thing, you follow the procedure. Well, no, a few small questions. I said, whatever the small questions, you write the questions and send it to me with the complaint. Because that time, of course, I did not know that it was that Form 1, that asset declaration of assets. I thought somebody has made a complaint. It may be an anonymous complaint, but the complaint, the system is that you have to put the complaint that this is the complaint we have received. You can again hide the name of the person send a photocopy along with your letter. Then he said, no, it is a difficulty. It's the deputy chairman, deputy CEO's endorsement. See, it may be deputy CEO's endorsement, but I must know what is the complaint, who has made the complaint, and you write up your questions, or if you say that you are requested to visit my office. Then he said, no, this is confidential. I'll close my door. You make confidential. No, if people see that I am going to your office, and they may think otherwise. I said already the whole industrial township knows that there is a vigilance inquiry against P.K. Datta. So I don't mind on that. You come to my office as per hierarchical norms. Please come. Because that time I had put my foot down already. And always I used to put my foot down. I don't spare anybody. Then, he very unwillingly issued a letter, and very cleverly he written. Cleverly, I said, unscrupulously written, that there is a serious complaint from a very higher authority. So I am not able to share with you the actual complaint letter, but I'll show you at the time of inquiry. I said, okay, fine. You come. He has issued a mail. I received the mail. We have fixed an appointment. And this type of documents I used to keep in my office cabinet, because in the home these are not. These are all official documents. So one copy I used to keep at my home, and then the main copy which I have given, one copy sent to the deputy CEO, and the other copy I used to keep in my cabinets. Now he came, he said, now this is this thing. And this is, then I saw the actual thing. It is my document. Well, yes, you see here, it is written VO, and Deputy CEO has signed below it. And that what means? Did he advise you to conduct an inquiry? No, normally that is not done. If he sends some documents like this, so we have to inquire. Then I said that how many such documents you have inquired in last 5 or 10 years? Then he said, this is the first time I am doing it. How many documents? Have you submitted your form number 1 and 2? Well, is it mandatory? You see, vigilance officer is asking me, is it mandatory to, he's supposed to know everything. He's conducting something on some document, and he does not know the methodology and procedure of that particular format or the rules. I said, you have not submitted this. Then how you will inquire this? Now, should I write it to be? Well, no, don't make it. I'll close the file quickly, and don't give me any consolation. I'm not going to spare it. Okay, now, you question. You have come under the order of Deputy CEO. You carry out you complete the inquiry. Say, show me this paper. Of course, I was ready. I shown him the file, and this is the file. Now this has the maturity dates. From there I got it. And these are the bank passbooks from where I invested. Kindly give me the copy. Yes, I have already given copies to that. You want the bank statement? Yes. The Xerox photocopy machine there was a photocopy machine in my office. So I photocopied it, signed it and submitted it. And now I have printed out that mail he sent. You have to receive all these documents officially. I don't know, I close, I don't know. I am giving you, you have sent me an official letter. I have sent you, I have given you the official document. And you say, you tell me you have to write and receive this document. Okay, then I shall talk to them. No, I will not allow you to leave my office. Whatever you have to ask, you ask the deputy CEO directly over phone, and you receive all these documents and write here whether you got the complete documents or any further document is required or not. All of that I have to see, and again I will tell you, but okay, now. Then he called the deputy CEO. Deputy CEO, yes, what is that? You are receiving some documents, why don't you give a receipt that I have received so and so documents? You are from police, you know that. Seizure of document, but you have not seized it. He has given you all original documents and a copy of the original. You verify the documents and receive it. What's there? Then unwillingly he did. He received all the documents. Then with that, and then after that he inquired, and I issued 2-3 letters in 3 weeks. Every week I used to issue a letter to him that what is the status of this inquiry, kindly let me know, because this is my concern. Then he one day called me over phone, Datta, what you were doing? It is over. I'll not proceed any further, and that you have to given me in writing, that you are satisfied with the documents in the standard format. You have to write to me that you are satisfied with the documents and the file is closed, or sent for approval of the deputy CEO for closure of the case and the file. And do you want this type of letter? You know nothing is there. I know nothing is there. But you people didn't know that nothing is there. So you have to give me this one. So I have a lot of, again, hanky-panky, going to deputy CEO and talking to him. That letter was issued to me. With that letter, now, the inquiry that P.K. Datta is under vigilance inquiry has been spread like 150 kilometer tornado speed, but that this has been closed. Nobody knew that, and even if they knew it, they did not tell it to their wife. So when I went back to home today, that my residence that day, I asked my wife, did you get any news of that inquiry? No. The good news, the bad news is spread like tornado speed, but good news does not spread. But anyway, now here is the letter, what you heard. Why do they do this? I know they have no work, so then I raised a serious complaint against some anonymous person, sorry for the pronunciation is wrong, anonymous person, that somebody tried to play tricks against me, and this is the whole story, a 3-4 page I have written, and to the deputy CEO directly, not through anybody, not through proper channel. I directly wrote this to deputy CEO. There's some anonymous complaint. I have been harassed, I have been defamed, and I want to know whether organization wants me or not, And I also, 1, 2, 3, 4, I also want to know how many class 1, class 2 officials have submitted this format. And also I want to know who has instigated this thing just to harass me. Otherwise, I will initiate my own action separately. Again, that thing, Deputy CEO called me, can you come to my office? Yes. He said, Datta, it was my mistake. Don't proceed with this, my request. I only issue a letter, the matter is closed. In one line, I'll issue a letter, the matter is closed. It is suggested that we should not proceed any further in this. Are you satisfied? Yes. Then he issued that letter and the matter is closed. Again, one circular issued by him that it is very unfair that people are not doing that, is against the office order and norms and rules. So everybody should give it. Then everybody was after me. Why did you poke it? Why did I poke it? My pant will be open. Everybody will see what is there in my body. And now my wall is, my back is in the wall. Let me scratch everybody's ass. Sorry to use this term. So I did that. And even after that, I am sure this is not being followed. Thank you.